Peace. Yo, I wanted to touch the subject of homosexuality today. First of all, in the Nation of Gods and Earth, we don't advocate that, you know what I mean? And the thing about it is, when you look at the knowledge culture degree in the 1 to 40s, it asks the question, who is 85%? And down at the bottom of that degree, it says, who are easily led in the wrong direction and hard to be led in the right direction. So when it comes down to homosexuality, that's just a wrong direction like any other wrong direction, you know what I'm saying? It's no different of a person, you know, a man feeling some sexual attraction to another man and wanting to run up in him and shit like that, or some female wanting to throw a strap-on or put her face in the place. That's no different than a man being married to a woman and, you know, they have children and stuff like that, and he's staggering in the motherfucking house at 3 in the morning drunk and shit when he should be taking care of business, you know what I'm saying, or protecting his family, you know what I'm saying? Both of those are wrong directions, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to science of homosexuality and stuff like that, you know, that's no greater wrong direction than any other kind of wrong direction. And in the Nation of Gods and Earth, we don't advocate that. We deal with the science of civilization, and it's like in a knowledge God degree, it asks the question, what is the meaning of civilization? And it says, one, having knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, refinement, and is not a savage in the pursuit of happiness. So, you know, homosexuality is just a savage in the pursuit of something, you know what I'm saying, that they distort or define as happiness, you know. And the thing about it is, you know, I love my enlightener, I love his enlightener, I love brothers and stuff like that, but I'm not going to have sex with them, you know what I'm saying? I mean, once it gets over that line, then it's something that becomes a wrong direction, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with loving another brother, but when you take that into sexual gratification, it's something wrong with that shit, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with a woman and shit. Women could love other women, but once you start laying down with her and putting your face in the place, you dealing with a distorted concept of what love is, you know what I'm saying? I mean, about a month ago and shit, I was doing a knowledge on YouTube, and this brother sent me a video link to these fat white dudes that was living in the outbacks of Mississippi, and them motherfuckers are zoophiles. And that's not bestiality. That's on a whole different level of bestiality. Bestiality is just having sex with animals. Zoophiles are people who have emotional as well as sexual relationships with animals. You know what I'm saying? This dude was married to his goddamn donkey and shit. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, there's nothing wrong with loving your animals, but when you start putting your divine eye up in them and shit like that and having sex with animals, then it becomes something that's wrong. And, you know, it's like, regardless of what it is, you know what I'm saying, that's considered the wrong direction, whether it's homosexuality, whether it's drug abuse, alcohol addiction, sex, you know, being a nymphomaniac, whether it's being a food addict, whatever it is. Anything that takes away from your growth and development as a person in order to allow you to rise into a living perpendicular or to rise above your lower plane, because the lower plane is basically dealing with a beast way of life. Going back to what I was saying about a savage's pursuit of happiness. A savage, when you take it to that wisdom degree in the 1 to 14s, it says a savage means a person who is lost the knowledge of themselves and living a beast life. So a beast is basically an animal that lives on a horizontal plane. And what distinguishes humans from animals is that we live and think upright. We're sentient beings. We can ponder our own existence and shit, you know what I mean? So that's what distinguishes us from, you know, animals who live on a horizontal plane and shit. We're upright, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's in our nature to rise above that horizontal plane in order to express the highest nature of ourselves. And anything that we do that takes away from that, I don't give a fuck how small it is or how large it is, you know, that is considered a wrong direction. And it's not a moral issue that I'm talking about. I'm just talking about anything that undermines your ability to be the greatest expression of what your nature is. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, regardless of what a person is dealing with, you know, whether it's homosexuality or whatever, everybody deserves to be treated like a human being and treated with respect, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you take it to that culture degree in the 1 to 14s, where it's talking about the devil being exiled from the root of civilization. One part of that lesson, it says, so we took everything from them but their language and made them walk every step of the way. So it's like, you know, I'm not saying that you need to be social with people that may deal with certain life choices that are adversarial to what you're doing. I'm not saying you need to be amongst different people, but if you do, you know, that's fine, but don't take your language away from them. You know what I'm saying? you have to maintain an open line of communication with them, because you never know when they may need some advice or when they may come to you for some advice. You don't know what they're struggling with every day. You don't know how many times they ponder suicide today. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's important for us as civilized people to maintain our duty, you know what I'm saying, and to maintain those open lines of communication, because we never know when a person may come to us, you know, for a shoulder to cry on, you know what I'm saying, or for some advice about any kind of situation, you know. And like I said, you know, in the Nation of Gods and Earths, we just don't advocate, you know, nothing like that, but that does not mean that we don't keep open lines of communication in order to try to teach people ways in which they can help master certain things in their lives and, you know, basically become better, you know what I'm saying. And you know, as enlighteners, it's just our duty to help facilitate that process, you know what I'm saying. If anybody, you know, comes to me and they asking me about advice, you know, I give them advice and stuff, and I speak from my heart and let them know what I see in the situation, but I don't offer unsolicited advice, you know what I'm saying. You know, and that's important too and shit, you know what I mean? But as long as you treat people with respect and treat everybody as a human being, you know what I'm saying, people a lot of times will be comfortable enough to talk to you about certain things that they may have a difficulty talking to other people about, you know what I'm saying? And that's important for us to do in order for us to maintain our ability as a civilized person and shit, you know what I mean? So, you know, with all of that said, I just wanted to say, you know, regardless of what a person is dealing with, you know, as far as teaching civilization, you know what I'm saying, take it back to that wisdom degree in the 1 to 14. Civilized means to teach knowledge and wisdom to all the human families of the planet Earth. So that encompasses everybody, whether they're homosexuals, whether they're zoophiles, you know what I'm saying, whether they're whatever, you know what I'm saying. We treat them with a sense of civilization, and it says civilization is knowledge and wisdom. So knowledge and wisdom is 12. The 12th letter in the alphabet is L. That's love. So, you know, you got to show love to everybody and shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, even at times when you may feel a certain way about what they're doing and shit, you know what I mean? You never know when they may come and access you for information in order to try to overcome whatever they're struggling with and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, as civilized people, we are committed to teaching civilization to others, you know? So, like I said, you know, we just don't advocate that in the Nation of Gods and Earths, but, you know, everybody deserves to be treated like a human being, regardless of who they are or where they're coming from. So, with all that said, I just wanted to say peace.